This is Bedford Park Boulevard, Lehman College.
Every place in the campus, I felt at home, whether it be the library and the hallways. It has shaped me into the educator that I am.
The experiences that people have created here, it could only really happen here at Lehman.
I don't think there's a place in the world that's like the Bronx. And Lehman is in the heart of the Bronx. We're the next generation of professionals. If the world reflected the diversity that Lehman had, I would be so happy to raise a daughter in that world.
It's such a beautiful, beautiful campus. It just felt right coming home, felt like the right place to go. I definitely felt that sense of community there. Don't underestimate the Bronx and the people that come from it.
One moment can change everything.
1 week ago today, in fact, that the folks at Lehman College in the Bronx got a call that would change everything.
They were awarded a $30 million gift from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, what is being called the single largest donation that Lehman has ever received.
One moment, one gift, one resounding confirmation of our potential. And a moment becomes momentum. Now we ask ourselves, what more can we achieve? Not how are we going to do that? Lehman has always helped students reach for their dreams. Now, those dreams are getting bigger. With an endowment that increased by 300% overnight, leading to more than double the tuition aid available to students, launching 20 new academic and student support programs during the past 3 years, and a new vision of what's possible. With momentum comes recognition.
Lehman helped me to where I am today.
I am now ready to face the bigger world out there.
Lehman gave me an opportunity to open the doors and fulfill my chance to really get into education.
Momentum moves us forward with that $30 million gift, inspiring an additional $30 million in contributions, leading to this moment. To this first, a $90 million campaign. A campaign focused on what's next.
Small college in the Bronx. However, we're doing some pretty groundbreaking stuff here at Lehman.
We're not done yet. We have to continue. This is just a start.
Launching the next generation of leaders who come from the communities they will transform. Advancing research that tackles real-world challenges and builds stronger neighborhoods. Elevating what's possible on campus, in the Bronx, across our city, and beyond.
Lehman College is an educational institution of, by, and for the Bronx.
Now we can ask, where do we want to go? Not how will we get there? Moments like this don't come often. When opportunity takes center stage and we set our sights higher than we ever thought possible. In this moment, you make the difference. Join us as Lehman College moves forward, forever forward.
No applause, that's it. My goodness. You know, George Costanza said in one of the Seinfeld shows, all my life I wanted to make a big entrance. I wanted to make a great entrance. And what did Jerry say? You made enough really good exits in your life. So I finally did it. I made a big entrance. There we go. And first of all, Penny Prince, there's nobody better than Professor Penny Prince. I deliberately started this by saying, because when people who are on the same page, when I was in summer camp, or even with some of my colleagues, my Lehman colleagues who are here from when I graduated, when we get together, we just pick up from the last sentence we started and we just continue right along. And when I look at this group of Lehman people, of all the people who've been part of our family for all these years, we're just going to continue right along. That's what this is all about. So good morning, everybody here, thank you for joining us. Earlier, I heard some people applauding. Do a lot of applauding today. There's a lot to applaud about. So anytime you hear something real good, don't hesitate. Start everybody applauding. Anyway, my name is Gary Axelbank. I'm a proud member of the Lehman College Pioneer Class of 1975. Don't do the math. You can figure it out yourself. This really today is an historic moment at Lehman College. In addition to the memorable reunion of Lehman alumni who are right outside the doors as they're gathering. At this event, now this is where we really want the applause, we officially launched Lehman College's very first comprehensive campaign, the Campaign for Lehman College Forever Forward. There we go. And this, now let's be clear. When you talk about Lehman College, it's not just fundraising. This is about the future of Lehman College students. It's about the future of the college itself, the future of our home borough of the Bronx, the future of New York City. And if we can handle that, then the rest of the world follows us. That's the way it goes. And this step into the future includes all of us. And I'm looking around, people there, people here, all of us. It's rooted in Lehman College's mission to provide quality and effective educational experiences, and at the same time, advancing equity, inclusion, and social justice. That's right. If you're looking for definitions of what Lehman College is about, this is Lehman's historic commitment to lasting, transformative change. And before we get into some of the history and other things about Lehman, I'll tell you my story. You can use me as an example. This is my 50th year in broadcasting. I don't get something for that. My goodness, 50 years, you could do it. Class of 1975. 30 of those years were on this campus. I have hosted a TV show called Bronx Talk at BronxNet Television for 30 years. 1,500 editions of Bronx Talk, which is known as the borough's flagship talk show. That means for the last 30 years, I have walked onto this campus every single week for 30 years to do the TV show. So I know exactly what's going on here. I've lived it because I went to school here. But what's real, and this is what I really want to explain to you, I was not a journalism major. I was not a TV production major. I was not any of those things, and all of which are, of course, available at Lehman College. I got my Lehman degree in 1975 as an English major. There you go. There you go. That's right. And why was this valuable? For the fact that I was a radio DJ. Howard Stern hired me, and I worked up I was a program director at the age of 25. Well, how does being an English major do that? I learned about the world. My eyes were open. So when I talk about the Bronx, I studied urban literature here. I studied the romantic writers that gave me a perspective of what's going on in the world. And I can promise you, I couldn't do what I have done for all these years on the radio or on television if I wasn't an English major at Lehman College. It led to what I do. I should also mention, because I know there are some alumni who were with me, I was a DJ at WHLC, Herbert Lehman College Radio. And some people don't know, in those days, we were actually on a frequency. It was 590 AM. I think it reached about the end of the reservoir or something. But for us, and they would come, you know, the student, well, I call it student hall. The music building was student hall, and that's where the radio station was, and people would come, they were having lunch, and we'd broadcast into the cafeteria. So anyway, that's how I learned my craft. But the fact is, the most important thing that happened to me at Lehman College, which was at a training session at WHLC, and I had been a graduate, and I was teaching other people how to be DJs and get into radio. I met the woman who was to become my wife, Suzanne, who is here taking pictures of me. So Listen, my career, my education, my vision of the world, my family, it's all here at Lehman College. So that's the fact. All right, enough about me, although I'm going to give you a little anecdote. The other day, and everybody knows this, I'm riding the number 4 train going downtown. And as the train went past Bedford Park, if you look toward, I think it's the next building, the library building, right on the outside of the building, a billboard says, Lehman College, top producer of minority graduates in nursing, business, and STEM. Well, okay, we are. And so I drove and I was like, wow, that's cool. That's my alma mater. That's my home. That's my family. That's where, you know. And I was impressed for a moment, but I realized one thing. That's just the baseline. We did that already. We've done that. We've gotten that. But now the promise today is to go miles further, to fuel academic excellence, to boost student success, accelerate social mobility, and that's what this is all about, driving real, lasting impact across generations, not only for the students themselves, but for all of us. I was asked earlier by some folks doing an interview out there, you know, why is it important for students to be educated? Duh. Because really, that is the way to make a lasting impact across generations, not only for students themselves, but for all of us. And it is rooted in a Lehman College history. Some people may know the history, others don't, so we'll give you a couple of historic points about Lehman College. This campus opened as Hunter College in September, who knows the year, 1930. Again, you can do the math. It's a 95-year-old campus. In March 1946, this is amazing. Talk about social justice. The United Nations was born right here on this campus in what we know as the gym building, what it actually was known as the gym building before the Apex. Now it's the old gym building because, of course, we have the beautiful new Apex. And then in July of 1968, the first and still the only CUNY senior college in the Bronx was established right here as, yes, Herbert H. Lehman College. Now, if that's not going to get applause, I don't know what will. So there's so much more in our illustrious past and to our earliest champions, those who believed in Lehman College from the start and gave so generously. We offer our deepest gratitude, and that's for every one of you. And they and you have laid the foundation for what is coming next. So there's a big thank you there. So we thank you and we thank everybody here. Now we're ready. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to walk around. Wait. This is Amber Rivers. Amber is my assistant. Amber, listen, everybody here is the class of something. She's the class of 2025. Just a few months ago, she received her degree in a subject that is close to my heart, and that is journalism. So nice to see you, Amber, and thanks for being my assistant today. All right, so here we go. Why Lehman College? The Carol and Milton Petrie Foundation has been a longtime supporter of Lehman, and here she is. It's Beth Leaf. She is a retired executive director. Hi, Beth. Little applause for Beth. See, I told you, we're all friends here. We're all family. Beth, let's just talk about the Petrie Foundation and why was it important to Lehman College? I'm going to hold the microphone. Okay. I'm the guy. The first thing they taught me at the WHLC, never give up the microphone. Go ahead.
When I became president of the Petrie Foundation, we decided at the whole board to focus on the public colleges in New York City. And we had not been working with Lehman, and I knew we had to.
What?
So I went up and I met with the president, and I said, they said, why do you want to be here? And I said, look, we know that the Bronx is a very needy borough. And I think at that point, the average family income was $30,000. And we thought we wanted to give grants, and we now continue to go. I've not been there for 7 years, but before that, every year they give grants for enabling the college to give small grants to students. Now, small grants, if a student breaks a computer, they don't have the money to fix it. They don't always have the money to pay for their rent or the utilities. $500, $800 makes a huge difference to the students. And in addition, we also worked on food insecurity, and so we give grants to the food pantry. And
Well, thank you very much for doing that. And I'm going to ask you one more. You have more to say?
yes,
All right. It's my job to interrupt people. I know that.
I have one important thing to say. I used to say, this isn't a job, it's a gift. Because when I met the students, that was the thing that really got me. Every student I met, and they had received one of these grants, they had been to the pantry, they really loved to be here. And they really wanted to succeed. They really worked hard, and they all had grit. And every one of them loved the campus. So tell me why not to have
Why
a
not?
campaign
That's
for
good.
Lehman College.
The forever forward. You know, I was going to ask you a follow-up, but you know what happened? You answered my question. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Beth Leaf, a longtime supporter of the college. We have a couple of dignitaries here. The Vice Chancellor for University Advancement at CUNY is Todd Gellitz. Where is Todd? Oh, he's right here. Hi, Todd. Nice to have you with us. And also the Vice Chair of Enrollment Management at CUNY, that is Rene Sarmiento. Where is Rene? Somewhere? Over here. All right. Hello, waving in the back. You know, I'm just going to tell you this. It's not fair, but I'm going to tell you this. You know why CUNY is here? Because they know what's good in the CUNY system. And that has nothing to do, we love all our colleges, but you know, this is Lehman College. All right. Thank you, folks, for being here. So let's just run down a couple of things in the background. 2020, we all know, I guess I can use this one. There we go. 2020, we all know what we went through in 2020, and that was the pandemic. Ironically, at that moment when all of us were freaking out, in December of 2020, we received a phone call that would change everything. It was referred to in the video. In her first year of renowned philanthropy, Mackenzie Scott chose Lehman College as the recipient of an unprecedented $30 million contribution. Now, I saw some people applauded during the video, but of course, it was her first year of renowned philanthropy, the first year. So when she said, who should we be doing this with, she identified Lehman College as numero uno. Her gift, part of a broader effort to support high-impact, underfunded institutions serving underserved communities, became the spark and the cornerstone of this campaign, Forever Forward. Now, the significance of the Mackenzie Scott gift cannot be understated coming out of the pandemic. So what was going on here during the pandemic? First of all, everything was shut down. Second of all, the entire campus was online, right? We all somehow we learned about Zoom. Who knew? You know? And we were teaching online. But you know, if you look at the graduations of 2022, 23, 24, and 25, we did great. Our students still did great despite all the difficulties because of the resources, because of the passion, because of who we are at Lehman College. Something else was going on during the pandemic. Let's see if I can. Oh, the president is here, President Delgado. What was going on during the pandemic that you might have known about?
I mean, I sent an email to CUNY.
What you're about to say is we were looking for a president.
They were looking for a president.
How did that turn out?
You tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Lehman College is, and I'm proud to say, one of the nicest, friendliest people I've ever met. And I've met plenty of college presidents. The best, right? All right. Well, I just answered your question. All right, fair enough. All right. So thank you very much for that little interlude there. Anyway, this really is the bottom line for all of us. The goal is to raise $90 million by our 60th anniversary. For those who have been doing the math, that would be June 30th, 2028. And here is the incredible part. Thanks to the generosity of many in this room and beyond, we've already raised a total of $60 million out of that $90 million. So we have doubled already what Mackenzie Scott gave us. Now this, so that somebody was doing the arithmetic, said, yeah, we have $30 million left. Yeah. This is not about transforming Lehman. We're not changing, but the transformations are in the hearts and minds of every single student we educate. And later on, you're going to meet some of those students. We have now more than double the scholarships and aid awarded directly to students. We have launched more than 20 programs for student and academic support. We have launched the School of Business and opened the brand new nursing building, and I can tell you I was the first reporter and camera in that building. We did a full show, and if you haven't been in there, it is a brilliant, brilliant facility. Yes. I'm going to go back, and this isn't in my script, but many years ago I interviewed the former borough president, Fernando Ferrer, and he had just come out of the hospital. I asked him how he was doing, and you know what he said to me? The greatest people in the world are nurses. And we are training them here at Lehman College, and when you are treated in a hospital by a Lehman graduate, you are going to be treated really, really well. We have also increased our endowment by more than 300%. This is a going concern in the borough of the Bronx and in the city of New York. And now I'll take a deep breath. Beginning today, we are launching our next campaign. We are moving forever forward. So thank you very much, folks, for joining us today. And I think we're going to gather some of the folks on the stage here. So we're going to ask the president to join us and the associate provost. There we go. Each of them should have a microphone. Come on up. The steps are there. You made it. Okay. Been doing your squats, I could tell.
I got ready for this.
Very, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Beck is the Associate Provost at Lehman College. And you've already met him, you know him, you love him, we can't live without him. It is Fernando Delgado, the President of Lehman College. So, Ms. Beck, let's just talk about academic excellence. We're proud of it. I've already spoken about it. There's so much to say. How would you summarize and characterize what makes Lehman College an excellent and unique academic institution?
So the first thing that makes Lehman College excellent and unique, as you all know in this room, are the students. We have amazing, talented, hardworking, curious, and ambitious students at Lehman that bring their experience, that bring their knowledge, and that bring their drive to the institution. And you are all proof of that, how wonderful the Lehman students are, and sometimes even their spouses, as we learned earlier today.
I'm proof of that.
Yes, you're proof of that. And when you ask Lehman faculty why, and staff, why they like working at Lehman, what is the best thing about working at Lehman, it's the students. They like to work with the students. They enjoy working with the students. I want to tell a little story here. We had a faculty member who got recruited away to another institution. But when she left, she said, can I go on leave, unpaid leave for a year? I want to look at this other institution. And then came back and said, oh no, I'm going to stay at Lehman.
I got to be here.
Glad to be here.
I just want to ask you about support systems.
Yes.
I was witness to a group of tables that were out there for all different kinds of supports. People with visual impairment, people with hearing impairment, and there were students lined up because we were providing that. Talk about the support systems.
We have lots of support systems, and we start supporting the students the moment they apply to Lehman. We have the onboarding advisement office that leads the students through the application process. Then they have the first year experience program where the students in the first year are together in learning communities and supported by supplemental learning, tutoring, and working with professors. Further going, it goes on. We have tutoring, we have support, we have basic needs support, and the SEEK program for the students to, help them over all the difficulties they can have.
We're going to be here a long time if you list all the support.
I'm not going to list them all. I'm not going to list them all, I promise.
But I want to hear them.
just best of.
Give you a little more, sure.
The tutoring center, for example, has 16,000 appointments a year. 16,000 times a student is being helped in the tutoring center. We have the honors program that supports our most talented and our best students. They go from, our graduates of the honors program have gone on to Harvard and Oxford. We have the Office of Prestigious Awards that helps our students write grants for further awards, for scholarships. Those students have gotten over $10 million in scholarships over the last 8 years.
Yeah, well, so that's an applause thing, if there ever was one. I want to ask you, but now I learned about this through this process. What is the R2 designation, and why is it so significant for the students and, of course, for the future, for Forever Forward at Lehman College? R2.
R2, that sounds really weird, doesn't it? And for most of us in our generation, we want to add another 2, after that. R2, D2. So if you don't remember what designation you want, that's what you think of, okay? So what does the R2 designation mean, though? Why is it important? The R2 is a designation in the Carnegie categorization of universities in the United States. And it signifies a university that is research strong and that has a lot of doctoral students. And this is meaningful because everybody else can look at it and immediately see, oh, that's an R2 institution. R2 institutions are research strong. They are reliable in their research. If I want to give a grant, I give my grant to an R2 institution because they have already shown how research strong they are. So in other words, for those of you that are considering philanthropy, this is a great return on investment. You can help us get there faster. You can support this with endowed professorships or other gifts, and then your gift will help us get more money.
Forever Forward.
Forever Forward.
There you go. Karen Beck, Associate Provost, thank you so much. President Delgado, you told me that Lehman College is the most honest and authentic institution that you've ever been part of. What do you mean by that? And how does that impact students and, of course, the Bronx in general?
I mean, the short answer is we have clean audits at the end of the year. That's for Renee Rotolo in the back. The issue about our authenticity is that Lehman, unlike a lot of institutions, we know who we are, we know who we serve, and equally important, we know where we're going. Sometimes institutions, we get delusional about those things. But Lehman goes the other direction because we take great pride in the students that we serve. We take great pride in our mission, and we take great pride in being an asset for the Bronx. So we support our students, we empower our students, we're a pathway for success for our students, and along the way, we collaborate and we establish partnerships with myriad agencies, the nonprofit sector, the for-profit sector. We are a port, a lighthouse, a bedrock institution of the Bronx.
Let's just talk about Forever Forward, which is really, really important, which is obviously the theme of this event and the launching of this campaign. Donors to the campaign have an opportunity to participate in something that will be transformative for Lehman College in the Bronx. So what's your vision of the transformation? Where are we going to? What next steps are we getting to when we say Forever Forward?
So we're not going to be something different than what we are. We're going to be CUNY's flagship institution in this borough. We're going to be the institution that many people in the community turn to for opportunities, solutions, ideas. Forever Forward allows us to maintain and enhance our roles in those three domains. It also allows us to be the best version of who we can be. Why is R2 important? For example, it's merely a manifestation of what we're already doing. Our faculty and our staff are excellent at securing federal, state, local, and private grants to support programs and research activities and cultural activities and creative works. More of that means more opportunities to engage more parts of the Bronx and to inculcate more of our students in those processes so they learn more, they translate what they learn in the classroom to hands-on activities, and they're prepared to then be the next generation of leaders in everything from science and medicine to nursing, to basic research, to education, to social work, and equally important, to the creative arts, the lifeblood of the things that make New York City exciting and wonderful place to live. We don't have the capacity to solve for traffic. I apologize.
But we would if we could. Ladies and gentlemen, the Associate Provost, Karen Beck, the President of Lehman College, Fernando Delgado. Now, my job as an interviewer is to ask really good questions. Now I'm going to ask the stupidest question of the day. You ready to meet some students? All right, that's what we're going to do. Yes, we like students. I think you're going to, what are they doing? They're hanging out? I'm going to meet the students. You guys can hang out. All right. So let's see. Here's the first student. Where's Jennifer? Come on, Jennifer. Who wants to meet students, right? Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Okay, Jennifer, so you're part of a program called Smart MD. What is Smart MD? Let's start there.
Smart MD is a program that underrepresented minorities are supported, provided resources and guidance in their journey to medical school.
You're going to medical school?
Yes, I will.
And that's right. And we had talked about this. What sort of a doctor are you going to be?
I'm looking into emergency medicine.
There you go. And just what I said before about nurses, if you're, God forbid, in an emergency and you see Jennifer, you're going to say, oh, thank goodness. Well, listen, let's just talk about the scholarship money and the grant money that you got. How is that important, and was it really important for you to get to this point where you're getting ready to be a doctor?
Extremely. So going to school and working at the same time, full-time, is very difficult. So I was part of the MCAT Academy, and during that program, they provided us resources, practice exams, a space to study, food, anything you could imagine, and also paid us to study instead of us paying for a program. So it gave me the opportunity to take time off of work just to get, focus on the MCAT, and it was amazing because it actually gave me such a leg up in my journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Larby, thank you so much. And I'm going to say to the other students we're going to meet, you lead and we'll all get behind you. Okay? Thank you so much. Congratulations on everything that you do. All right, so let's see who is next. It is going to be Ian Hines. I saw Ian before. Ian's my man. And we want to acknowledge the folks in the back there. We didn't want you to... Hi, you guys all right? Everything good? All right, good. Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Tell me a little bit about the School of Professional Studies and the Adult Degree Program.
Okay, I moved here from Jamaica, and my first option for college was Lehman. And when I came here...
Good choice.
When I came here, I got accepted through the Adult Degree Program.
And what are you studying, and what are your goals, and what is it that you'd like to be doing in the future?
I graduated 2024 with a Bachelor's of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics.
Yeah, but you're being, okay, but he's not telling us about his master's degree.
Yeah,
that.
Okay, I was pre-selected from my bachelor's to do my master's here at Lehman, where they provided me a space to do my clinical internship. My dean sit over here can tell you about it. It's
she wants you to tell us.
It's a very competitive because Lehman have only a certain amount of spaces, and all of us compete to get into that program. And I was so shocked when Professor Stopler emailed me and said I'm accepted. I cried because I actually can do my master's and my clinical at the same time. It saved me so much time and money.
And let's just talk about support. I mean, same thing that I'd asked Jennifer. You've received scholarships and other student supports. How did that play in your ability to be successful?
For me, it was a big deal. I moved here from Jamaica without any family. I have to work, support myself, and go to school. So what the scholarship have done, it has give me so much time to spend on doing schoolwork rather than forcing to go to work hours to pay bills. So this scholarship has meant a lot to me. It gave me so much time, especially with my science classes, because they are heavy, 4 credit classes. We don't play with those classes.
we don't play at Lehman either, man. I'm right with you.
Yeah, so because of this scholarship now, I was able to come to school and I was able to work as a college assistant in organic chemistry and help other students to succeed in that class.
And what is the ultimate goal for you from a professional standpoint?
Okay, in May coming, I will be graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Clinical Nutrition, and I'll become a registered dietitian.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Hines, thank you so much. Aren't our students amazing? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Aren't our students amazing? And we have one more, and it is Christina Callender. Hi, Christina. Christina's right here. All right, how are you?
I'm doing.
Okay, applause is good. So you're also an adult degree program student. Let's talk about what you're studying and really what I know is your passion.
Yeah, so I am an adult degree program student. I am under the Bliss major, which is a Bachelor of Liberal Arts and Interdisciplinary Studies.
Okay, so that's Bliss.
Yeah.
Aptly named.
Yeah, so that gives us the opportunity to craft our studies based off of different concentrations. I primarily chose sociology, Africana studies, and a bit of film studies.
And what is the professional goal for you?
Well, for my undergrad studies, my goal was to understand the systems that affect vulnerable populations, but the professional goal is law school.
She's going to be a lawyer. Now, folks, if you need representation, who are you going to call, right? We're going to call Christina. But you really have a passion for this. Talk also, and we talked, I guess it was yesterday, about this. The student supports that you got were really crucial for you.
Yeah, absolutely. The ADP department is wonderful. They're a small department, and they really curate the experience from student to student. They've been very instrumental and supportive through my educational journey so far. I graduate this winter, so I'm looking forward to that. And honestly, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I gotten without them. So
there you go. All right, so let's see. Jennifer, Ian, and Christina. Guess what? How many? There's 18,000 others, right? Here at Lehman College. An applause for all of them. Thank you so much. And so you're wondering, gee, how are we going to change the world? What are we going to do? This is how we're going to do it with our students here at Lehman College who are getting support and becoming successful. As I said to Jennifer, to each of you, you lead, we'll all get behind you and we'll all follow. So I guess now, are we ready here? Are we ready? I think we're ready. We're going to have some entertainment here for a moment. They're just getting it all set up. Here we go. I'll get out of their way. Oh, okay.
Anything is possible when you dream. Anything is possible when you dream. Anything is possible, even though impossible it may seem. So impossible it seems. If you want to make it so, really right. Anything is possible when you dream. In the corner of the Bronx, there's a field of seeds we sow. All they need is love to grow and to flourish. Anything is possible when you dream, even though impossible it may seem. If you want to make it so,
That's Larry over there.
anything is possible when you dream. And when we all get together, there's nothing that we can do. We'll grow and grow and forever, and make this dream come true. Anything is possible when we dream, even though impossible it may seem. If you want to make it so, anything is possible when you dream.
Somebody has to do champagne for them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Penny, Prince, and the chorus. You're all just so wonderful. Now, the lyrics are on the back of your program, and we'll do a little sing-along in a moment. I want to introduce Larry McCaffrey. Larry McCaffrey, you can come up here. You folks can stand up. Yep. Larry McCaffrey is the chair of our board. A round of applause, please, for Larry. Thank you for everything that you do. I get one. I'll take the blue one. And I believe Mr. McCaffrey is going to offer a toast for all of us and for, of course, Forever Forward at Lehman College.
It's my pleasure and honor to do so. I'm probably the least tenure here with the school. I arrived in 2020, and I started 2 months before the Mackenzie Scott gift, and I was put on the development committee, and I got a phone call that we got 30 million. Whoa, is this easy? I'm in, you know, let's do it again. You know, when I was a kid, I was told if you want to be a millionaire, make your second million first, because the first one's really hard. Well, Mackenzie Scott has given us a gift that made that first 30 million really easy. And thanks to the leadership of Fernando and Kelly Brown, we made the second 30 million, and we're on our way to the third. This will be a challenge. This is going to be transformative, as you've heard, but it's going to be successful and then some.
Thank you very much. You want to offer a toast to Lehman College and Forever Forward. Now we're going to do a group singing here. So everybody look at your lyrics. Penny Prince and chorus, are you ready to lead us all in singing? Oh, when I don't want to sing.
Even though impossible it may seem, if you want to make it so, never let the feeling go. Anything is possible when you dream. It's possible when you dream. Even though impossible it may seem, if you want to make it so, never let the feeling go. Anything is possible when you dream. Anything is possible when we
Thank you so much. This is the brilliance of Lehman College. You have seen it right in front of your eyes. But thank you, everybody, for joining us today. The time to act is now. It's a call to action, ACTION. Lehman, the students, the Bronx, the world needs Lehman College, and we are going forever forward. So that's it. There's an alumni event. Everybody, of course, is welcome to celebrate. You're welcome to stick around a little while. There's also a swag bag in the back. Wait till you see the socks. And I'm proof. I got one yesterday, but believe me. Anyway, we just cannot thank you enough for joining us. And please make sure you're a part of this process to move Lehman College forever forward. Thank you so much for joining us.